Unicorn Circuit.
Welcome to the Unicorn Circuit, your weekly dose of a whole lot of good stuff, like Fanking and My Town and weird stuff from Unicorn.
Pretty ordinary, really.
Weird food.
And photos of people doing awkward things.
And car news.
And car news, the occasional bit of car news. Now, last week, of course, we were at Bathurst, and it was a controversial race, Martin.
Was it controversial?
Due to somebody going off the track, somebody getting bumped, and then somebody needing to redress, is that the word?
Let's call it redress anyway.
Redress, where they've got to slow down to let that person in because that person did, but then those two people came in and someone else crashed into them, and then there were penalties given out. And there's appeals and all sorts of things. So have a Google of that. What do you think of Bathurst, mate?
Not the first time a Bathurst race has been controversial. It's like 160 something laps.
It's crazy,
It's
isn't
a
it?
massive distance. It's actually amazing the cars make it, I think. So I'm actually not surprised. And a few years ago, someone ran out of fuel.
Yeah, it was the last 15 laps that this happened, so
Yeah.
you can imagine like you've been out there for hours and hours and hours. But we did a special Unicorn Circuit from Bathurst, which was amazing. Did want to do a quick shout out to a young guy we met called Ben Oakley. We met him and his dad there. Ben has a neurological disorder that affects 1 in a million people that basically results in these catastrophic muscle spasms. Normal medicine wasn't working for him, and so he's now using medicinal marijuana, which is very controversial. Lots of conversations need to be had about that, but there's a Facebook page to support him and get some more information that we'll put down below in the thing. So Bathurst, we going next to you, mate?
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy thing. I do love that many people care that much about a car race. I know it's a bit of a cultural event as well. Which is part of the reason why so many people go. Tradition camping, 44,000 people camping.
That's crazy.
It's just
and
amazing.
Bathurst swells to a couple of 100,000 people, so it definitely supports all sorts of crazy industries. And it's just a fun day. So if you've never been, I highly suggest you make it out there.
Should be experienced at least once.
It has to be experienced at least once. So speaking of cars, let's get into the car news.
So making car news, is that the Scirocco?
Is that how you pronounce it?
Scirocco?
I thought it was scrotum.
Scirocco. I always wonder how a German company would make a word that sounds like it's Italian, Spanish, but it's sold to an English market. I don't get it.
There's
It's the
weird
same with
things.
Japanese
That's a
car
Volkswagen
names.
thing though, man.
That's a stager.
Do you guys know what Tiguan means? Does anybody know what that means?
I don't.
Tiguan, really? Tiguan is two animals combined that Volkswagen felt would manifest in the design of their car. So that is a tiger and an iguana, and the name is Tiguan, which is half tiger, half iguana. I mean, let's make up some more right now, Martin. What's one of your favourite animals?
Let's go with a ferret.
And I was going to go a horse. So, Heret, our new motorcycle.
Or horret.
What's one of your
that's a
favourite
bad
foods,
idea.
Martin?
Let's go with fried rice.
I was going to go with noodle, so let's go with Fruital.
A Fruital.
Our new motorboat. Like, I don't know if that's the best way of coming up with a name, but the Scirocco.
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 They're not going to make them anymore. That's the
Scirocco.
news. Is not that the name I don't understand the name. The news is that they're not going to make them, and there's going to be about 150 that are coming to Australia. I believe.
And they're called the Dogsburg. Is that right?
I have no idea.
I think they're called the
Dogs? Seriously?
Yeah, the last 50. Is it the Dogsburg?
Sure.
They're called Dingoberg, Dogberg, Wolfsburg. It's the Wolfsburg. Sorry, it's the Wolfsburg edition. There's 150
That sounds German.
Scirocco Wolfsburg editions. What's special about the Wolfsburg edition, Martin?
Apparently it's got a painted bit
It's got
and
a painted
different
mirror.
seat.
And there's black wheels. So get on that. There's 150 coming in. 30 of them will be 6-speed manual. The other 120 of them will be the flappy DSG.
You know what I find interesting about these end of production editions? So if you have an end of production, quite topical, Baroque Commodore.
Yes.
Or an end of production GTHO Falcon. They're two examples of cars made in Australia that are just worth crazy money. If you have one, it's like priceless. So someone somewhere bought that GTHO and went, I want one of them. Just like buying a Scirocco. If Ford 3 years later had gone, we're going to make more GTHOs this year, your GTHO from that particular year, unless there's some anomaly, is going to be worth less.
Yep.
So if they make a Scirocco and then they run out the Sciroccos, then 3 years later go, oh, let's bring it back. Your Scirocco, which was the last one, it's like when art bands do the last tour and then do another tour.
I think the only exception to that rule is if they have the Scirocco R Wolfsburg, and then that car was so awesome that 40 years later, they make a Scirocco R Wolfsburg 2050 edition, then the last of the previous one will be like worth a lot. Do you know what I mean? But if they do it in the next couple of years.
I don't think that do people really buy cars just to sit on them for 40 years. Owning a car for 40 years is commitment.
It is.
Think of how many times you might move house or whatever in that time. Your life would change to keep that car perfect condition.
Some people do it though. Some people are hardcore.
They
Do you know what kind of people I think might do it? The Germans. They like looking after things.
They do.
You know, they're good at engineering, they're good at making things. And the German Postal Service, Segway, a German Postal Service
They're using
recently wanted to...
Post it here.
Maybe they are using Segways. No, but the German Postal Service wanted to go all electric. And I think they had submissions from different manufacturers. And then they just went, you know what? They're all shizer. We're going to make our own. And they've made their own electric vehicle to deliver the post. And they've been so successful and they like them so much that they're considering opening up their production to outside of their normal postal route. Now, what kind of vehicles deliver the mail where you're from? In Australia, they're Honda Postie bikes, also known as CT110s. They've got 105cc air-cooled engine, 4-speed automatic clutch, one of the best vehicles ever.
Such a good
Design
vehicle.
hasn't changed in a very, very long time. But that's how our post is delivered. These days, they're trying to replace them with fluoro green bikes. Meow.
Should at least paint them red.
Paint them red.
A bit less plastic. Like, make them cool.
Keep it original. But anyway, so German, they're doing it by electric. Now, Martin, let's talk Honda's MicroCommuter.
MicroCommuter. Now, years ago, maybe 5 years ago, Honda made a concept car called, I'm pretty sure it was called the MicroCommuter. And it was a cool little thing. It looked a bit futuristic, and usually those concept cars look like something they're never actually going to make. But you fast forward 5 or 10 years, and technology changes, and since then 3D printing's become a thing. And as I understand it, what they've actually created as the MicroCommuter is like a little van, truck thing.
And it's printed with a printer. It's 3D printed. They're just smashing them out. Literally hit print, and the next day they're ready. Except they're not. They need to print 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for a month to make a car.
Oh.
Which is...
Yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't sound quick. But it will get quicker.
Do you know what is
It'll
rad
get more
about,
efficient.
You know what's rad about the original MicroCommuter though is that it had a moto compo in the back of it, an electric moto compo.
That's so awesome. That's
so
great.
cool.
The moto compos are the little 50cc bike that was an option in the Honda City, is it? In the early 80s. That's awesome. But once 3D printing cars do become more of a thing, this is an electric car, of course, people are going to be able to customise them easier. Now, Martin, I want to talk electric cars for a second because some fine gentleman using colourful language recently wrote, it's like, why are you guys talking about electric cars? And I just want to say to you, sir, that if anybody else was doing something as innovative and futuristic as what a lot of the electric car manufacturers were doing, we would talk about that as well.
Wait, that's like saying in the 50s or 60s, why are the guys talking about V8s?
Yeah.
Or,
it's just that.
Or in the 80s, 70s and the fuel crisis, why are they talking about 4-cylinder engines? Because it's current. It's what's happening now.
I
love 4 cylinders, I love V8s, and I love electric stuff equally.
Oh yeah. It doesn't have to be exclusive. I've got an electric lawnmower, mate. I've got an electric skateboard, and I got a solar panel. I'm charging them off. It doesn't cost anything.
Cool.
I charge them up. I go, and then I put them away again. And it's like
traveling on the energy of the sun is just cool. I don't care which way you cut it, whether you're greenie or not. That's just mad.
Traveling on the energy of the sun needs to be the name of our album.
Sure.
That's so good. The next single by Team Evo, Traveling on the Energy of the Sun.
I'm not converting too sexy to electric though.
Martin, let's leave electric vehicles and the haters behind and talk drift mode.
Oh,
Tell me all about it.
So drift mode is a thing. I saw an article where one of the guys from Mercedes AMG was quoted as saying that their new, I think it's an E-Class wagon, AMG, basing it off a thing they've got a thing
wagon?
called, yeah, but they've got
drift wagon.
They've got a thing called a GTR.
What is it?
I don't know. There's some Mercedes called a GTR, and some Mercedes nerd out there's going to be like, oh, that's the 2016 thing. They're going to
In fact, I want to hear from that nerd now. Please tell us what, I could just Google it on my laptop. I don't want to. I want you to and tell me all about it so you can feel special.
Anyway,
what is the AMG GTR?
E-Class, there's an E-Class wagon thing that's got torque split, which basically means you can choose where the torque goes. Usually a computer chooses where the torque goes, but in this case, there's a big dirty button that says DRIFT, and you smash that button, 100% drive to the rear, bottom out.
That sounds awesome. I wonder if that came on top of all of the attention that Ford got from their drift mode, because that was a controversy. We've spoken about that in a previous episode of the Unicorn Circuit.
I have a feeling any journalist who finds out a car's got torque split, that's the question they're going to ask. Can you torque split it? Because it's so current.
Yeah, and they're going to want to drive it. I mean, it's smart for so many different reasons. So there it is. That is the car news of the week. And Martin, what's next, my friend?
I have no idea.
Good. Let's cut to that. Grow your own willy. So this here, from what I understand, it says get wet, watch it grow. It's got octopus tentacles all over it. It's a one-eyed monster. Now, there's something interesting about this, Martin. So grow your own willy. I just want to read the back of this because there's actually a legal disclaimer on this.
This is a novelty item, isn't it?
I hope so, because it says for novelty purpose only, and then it says not for consumption, right? But at the same time on grow your own willy down here, it says warning, choking hazard. So I do believe you're meant to add some water to this and watch it grow. I have no reason why. But in big letters on the back, it says important, this is not a real penis. It should not be licked, sucked, or used for any devious and naughty activities. Your willy is a sponge, it will leak. Your new willy will experience shrinkage as the water evaporates. Now, normally we would put that in the water and try it, but I don't want to.
No, I don't want to either.
I don't want to either. So
I grow 6 times my size. Fanking is the incredible art of recontextualizing an object by holding it down near your crotch. Pants must be worn, and finger covering of certain words is allowed, like in our first example this week, which looks like a PS4 game to me, and he's cleverly used the thumb there to hide Des, and he's ended up with Tiny and holding his willy.
That's a good one.
It's a solid effort.
It's a solid effort. I'd give that a 3.5 out of 10. The extra point is for the fingering effort. We don't normally actually rate these, so no, I'm not going to score that at all, because otherwise you'll feel bad and no one will send any in. Next up, Martin, it's Cocktober.
That's great.
Warm up with a bowl of stew, mate.
Yeah.
What is that?
I guess in the 10th month of the year, it's something that you can do with a guy or girl called Toba.
It's got a tick from the Idaho Beef Council. Good. So a shout out to them, possibly.
Well done.
Fingers.
Yep, good. No covering required.
It is what it is. We've actually got a lot of thanks this week. The Fanking page has been going crazy.
It's going on.
Which is facebook.com/Fanking Daily. It's gone ballistic.
Fanking, as an experiment actually, we made that page, Fanking for years and years and years, and made the page and thought, you know what, we're not going to tell anyone about it. Yep. It's just going to exist and people will find it or they won't. And about 800 people found it.
Yep.
And
the page has been up there for, Unicorn Circuit's been going for 3 months.
Yep.
That page has been up there for 3 years, I reckon.
Easily.
And it's just been sitting at around 800 people.
Which means there's 800 OG Fankers.
OG Fankers. There you go. Let's get that on a shirt. So anyway, there's so many Fanks coming through. Normally we go 4 or 5. We're busting out a bunch of Fanks. This time we're busting out all sorts of chunks of Cadbury fingers. Squirt! Straight up. There it is. Tells you what it is.
Can't buy that at my supermarket.
What is that, do you reckon?
I don't know, but it's next to some AW, which is that root beer stuff, so I'm going to guess that's America somewhere.
Oh, I like that. And shout out to this guy's shoes. Look at that.
Well
They've
played.
got like a dotty thing on them. Ding dong.
Yes.
That would have been a perfect fingering technique, of course, cover the ding. But ding dong, there's something special about that.
That is good.
Have you seen that YouTube video, you touch my ding, you touch my tra-la-la? You touch my ding ding dong?
I feel like I should have seen it.
Yeah, the guy with the moustache and girls. Okay, it's pretty good. Ultra boner, well done.
Well done.
Well done. That's just great.
That's a good use of the index finger there. I like that it's precision liquid.
I didn't even notice
From
that.
the Ultra Boner.
That's amazing.
Well done.
Mrs. Palmer's.
Well played.
Ultra sticky, the best grip around. Well done. That's quality.
Solid.
Butt rub. Just tells you exactly what it is. Now, personally, I wouldn't mind getting my mouth on some butt rub. This
Yeah.
here seems to be some barbecue seasoning. A little butt rub makes everything better.
See, butt rub and like in a smoker or something.
Oh,
man,
smoked butt rub. You smoke that butt in the rub.
Yep.
Awesome. And the last one of the week, which is just very, very clever fingering technique. And of course, we're giving this Fank of the week. Here it is, everyone. The taste of the man.
Well done. The taste of man.
I bow down to you.
That's good.
I think at the end of this year, we're going to have the best of and give
why
someone a
that's
prize.
one of the reasons that's really good is that I reckon so many Fankers have walked past that exact bottle because there's mango juice everywhere.
Yeah.
And this guy spotted it. And
yeah.
I
girl,
give that to
we
him.
don't know. But well done. That is the taste of
Fantastic.
man juice. That is the Fank of the week. What's next, Martin?
I have no idea.
All right, let's kick to that. Now, My Town is our regular segment where you, our beautiful and friendly viewers, you send us a video about your town and maybe some of the crappy tourist attractions that you have.
And this week we had hundreds of submissions. Hundreds of them.
We had 3, right? We had 3 submissions.
One wouldn't even download, like you couldn't even watch it because there's something wrong with the link.
Yes.
The other one I couldn't hear the word the guy was saying.
And the other one that was pantless or something, or there's something really
but
about it.
they are regularly awesome.
Now this guy here, I don't know if he's trying to be funny or if this is just how he rolls, but let's cut to an incredible My Town from the US of A.
Hello, Unicorn Circuit. I'm Steve Jorgensen from Burlington, Wisconsin, USA. This is my 93 Volvo 850. That's both a show car and a track car. I live in the middle of nowhere, so town is about 15 minutes away, so let's go for a drive. Burlington's called the Chocolate City because we have a Nestle's chocolate factory, and we're also home to NFL quarterback Tony Romo. That's American football. We have the world's best burgers in Burlington. It's a miracle. We have a top museum. And we have Adrian's, which is the best frozen custard I've ever had.
Frozen custard, Martin.
Frozen custard. Up to that point, I mean, I saw a Volvo race car.
Yep.
And I was like, I was there for it. I saw some landmarks. I was with it, and then I saw frozen custard.
We don't have frozen custard in Australia.
I don't even know what it is.
I've never heard of it, which is what is my favourite thing about My Town. You're hearing about all sorts of strange things. What is it? What does it taste like? And just how frozen is that custard? I'd like to try some. If anyone's in Australia and knows where you can get some, actually, I know we can get some. Go to the supermarket and stick that in the freezer and freeze it.
Freeze some custard.
But I'm assuming it's not hard frozen custard. It's probably some, I don't know. Next time we're in the States, we'll have to eat some.
And if you want to submit a video to My Town, it's simple. We want to see your landmarks. We want to see some mad food from where you're about. It doesn't have to be like amazing. We just want to see it. We want to experience your
truth.
town through your eyes. And you got to say at the front, "Hello Unicorn Circuit," so we know.
Or
it's special
shout out
for
to the
us.
Unicorn Circuit or something. We had a really good submission and the guy's just like, here's a thing, here's a thing, here's a thing. Shot really well, looked really good, but he didn't say hello Unicorn Circuit. So either he stole it or B, he forgot, or it was like some high school project and he just thought he would send it to us as well. Make sure you say hello Unicorn Circuit and you can send them into My Town at theunicorncircuit.com.
Sure.
If that's not right,
It will be.
whatever's right will be on the screen. So there it is, everybody. And now it's time to slap our mouths around some either delicious or atrocious food. Let's cut to random food bag from Unicorn.
Random Unicorn food bag, where we experience foods, delicacies, sometimes bugs.
And a shout out
all over the
to,
place.
was it Ebony?
Yes, it was.
Ebony from Bathurst, who gave us this bag and is now our official food bag
And-
until further notice.
Unicorn food, taste the magic. There's also a rainbow coming out of the unicorn,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
Every week we try and expand our brains by putting some things in our mouths that wouldn't normally go in there. Is the short version. Some people say if you want to change your body, change your mind. Some people say if you want to change your mind, change your body, because they're connected like a differential, and how one moves, the other one moves. And so to change our brains, we change our mouth
This week, which is a nice change from bugs.
What has Unicorn put in
we
there,
have Hello Panda.
What is it?
Have you seen these before?
No, I have no idea what that is.
These...
They're Japanese?
I'm pretty sure they're Japanese.
JDM legit?
Yep, I'm almost certain they're Japanese. And they're like little biscuity things.
What flavour is
Biscuits
it?
with milk-flavoured filling.
Milk flavour. What is milk flavour?
I don't know.
We see that in Japan all the time.
Milk flavour. Maybe that's their way
Milk
of saying
doesn't taste like anything, does it? Maybe that's what they think vanilla is.
I don't know. But it's but I have it from memory. I think I have had these before, and I'm pretty sure they're pleasant.
Are they?
Yeah.
You've had it before?
They're not horrible. I think so, but I've never had a milk-flavoured biscuit thing, so I'm still keen.
Well, thank you very much, Martin. Thank you very much for watching the Unicorn Circuit. We didn't play a game this week. In fact, we haven't played games for a couple of weeks. Because they're just too expensive to keep buying them and playing something new, and we don't have time to learn how to play them. And we got a little box that records the game and it broke. So we probably just won't play games again for a while. Or we might. We don't know. Maybe this is the last Unicorn Circuit. Is it? Or we'll make some more. They'll tell us.
I don't know.
We listen to you sometimes when you put a thing in the thing. Anyway, this is a milk-flavoured Hello Panda, and
it's not horrible. I still don't understand that flavour though. My brain can't make sense of it.
That's a weird thing. That's what we would call vanilla or caramel.
You reckon?
I think, isn't it?
I feel like it's what you would get if you got cheese and mixed it with sugar.
Oh yeah, that's cheesecake. That's what that is.
Yeah, maybe it's like cheesecake flavour.
Anyway, there it is. Unicorn Circuit. See you next week.